Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. I have a crochet tutorial for you all again today, and it's again just a quick crochet project that I thought you all might enjoy. So over the past couple of days I've been experimenting with some different types of scrubbies, but this is the one that I'm showing you today because it was just one of my favourites. So it's using cotton yarn. This is Paintbox cotton in the weight of aran, so therefore I have a 4.5mm crochet hook to correspond with my yarn, and I have a pair of scissors obviously to chop off my ends. It's worked in a round, but you don't need a stitch marker because it's a slip stitch round, so it's not continuous round. And it's using some treble crochets and some puff stitches as well. So if you're not familiar with those, don't worry, I'll go through them slowly. I'll leave a link in the description box down below of the tutorials where I also use these stitches as well. So I've got these two that are the same type but they are slightly different. So this one is just a normal scrubby, and this one I've attached kind of a handle to at the back so we can slip our hand in and use it a little bit easier. So I'm going to show you how to do this back kind of loop, which is super simple. It's just some chains, but if you don't want that as an extra accessory to your scrubby, you can just leave it like that one. So without further ado, go and grab your materials and then we shall begin. Okay then, I chose quite a light coloured yarn today, which I hope doesn't blend in too much to the background. I hope it doesn't. It's just a very, very pale grey. So we're going to start this by making a magic circle. So if you've never done this before, all you need to do is lay the yarn over your fingers, wrap around your fingers, crossing over at the back and uncrossing at the front. So this is what you should have around your fingers. Again, I do have a tutorial on this which is much slower, so I'll leave that in the description box down below as well. So you're going to go under the first loop, over the second loop, and pull that second loop under the first loop. Then you're going to rotate your crochet hook upwards to face the sky, and then you should have two still rows of yarn. You're going to pick up the second row and chain one like so. Then take out your fingers and then you can gently pull on that string to make this circle smaller. So that is how you work a magic circle. Now our first round is some treble crochets. I'm working in UK terminology, so this is a treble crochet in UK terms and a double in US terms. So we're going to begin by chaining 3. So that first one counted as chain 1, then chain 2, and chain 3. This is going to count as your first treble crochet just to take us up to the height that we're working at. Into our magic circle we're going to work 10 treble crochets, including this one here. So this is going to count as our first treble, and then we're going to work 9 more trebles in our magic circle. So to work a treble crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the circle, yarn over, pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that's a chain 3 and a treble, but that counts as 2 treble crochets. Yarn over, insert your hook into the circle. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That's 3. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So you're going to continue working this into your circle to create round 1, making sure you have 10 treble crochets in your magic circle, including the chain 3. So pause the video here and I will meet you back when you have 10 trebles in your magic circle. Okay then, so I've worked my 10 trebles and I'm just going to gently pull on my magic circle to tighten up the loop. And to complete this round we're going to slip stitch into the top of your chain 3. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through and pull through. And there is round 1. Super simple and super easy. Now we're ready to move on to round 2, and this is where we start to work our puff stitches as well. This will help to make a little bit of texture to our scrubby, which is a lovely detail to crochet. So to begin this round, you're going to chain 3, which is going to count as 1 treble crochet. So what you're going to be working in this round is you're going to be working 2 stitches into every single stitch. You're going to be working 1 treble and 1 puff stitch. And then to the next one, you're going to work 1 treble and 1 puff stitch. Don't worry if this doesn't make sense. I will talk you through it slowly as we go through the round. But that's just a heads up as what you're going to be creating. So this counts as our first treble, and now we're going to create our first puff stitch into this exact same stitch of the chain 3. So all you're going to do to create a puff stitch is yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through, but instead of keeping it nice and tight to create a treble, you're going to elongate that stitch. So just bring it up a little bit higher. Not too high, but not short like a treble. And you're going to keep those 3 loops on your hook. And then you're going to repeat this once more. So keeping these 3 loops on your hook, you're once again going to yarn over. You're going to insert your hook into the exact same stitch. You're going to yarn over and pull through. Again, elongating the stitch slightly. Then what you're going to do, this bit can be a little bit fiddly and a little bit tricky. You're going to pinch your yarn nice and tightly at the bottom here. So you've got this pinched with your thumb and your middle finger. Then you're going to yarn over this yarn just like you would normally do, and you're going to pull through all of the loops on your hook, but keeping that yarn pinched there. And what that pinch does is it creates an opening for you to work a double crochet. This is single in US terminology. So where you have your pinched yarn right here, you're going to insert your hook, and then you can let go of that yarn. You're going to yarn over and pull through that loop, so you have 2 loops on your hook, and then you're just going to complete your stitch by yarning over and pulling through those 2 loops. So there we've worked a treble crochet and a puff stitch, and what you'll have on the end is just a nice little double crochet. So that is our first pair of stitches that we're going to work in our second round. Now moving on to the next stitch, you're just going to do the exact same thing, but instead of working a chain 3, you're going to work a treble crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into the top of that stitch, yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that's your treble crochet. Now you're going to work your puff stitch. So into that exact same stitch below, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, but again elongating that stitch slightly. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. Again elongating that stitch slightly. You should have 5 loops on your hook. What you're going to do is you're going to pinch the yarn at the bottom here, yarn over and gently pull through all 5 of those loops. And then the gap where you've got your pinch, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and finish off your double crochet by yarning over and pulling through. So there we have 2 pairs of stitches. I'm going to work one more for you and then leave you to be. So into the next stitch, you're going to work a treble. And then we're going to work our puff stitch again into the exact same stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, elongating that stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, elongating that stitch. Pinch the yarn at the bottom, pulling through all 5 of those loops. And where you've got that hole, insert your hook and work a double crochet. So you're going to continue doing this all the way around for round number 2, and I will meet you back when you finish that. Okay then, so this is how my work is looking after round number 2. I really love the detailing of this scrubby. Come to the end of round number 2 now, and all I'm going to do to finish off this round is again slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. So find the top chain and just slip stitch into that. Now round number 3 is super simple. It's a little bit difficult to kind of see where you're working, but it's just a round of double crochets. Again, that's double crochet in UK terminology and single crochet in US. So chain 1 this time to start your round, and you're going to work a double crochet into the top of that chain 3 to count as your first stitch. So that should be your first stitch. Now the next place you're going to work is this slips. It's kind of a slip stitch place. It's actually the stitch of your puff stitch. So you can either work into the gap, so just insert your hook into the gap and work a double crochet, or you can work into the top of the slip stitch. So it's a little bit trickier to find, but it's just the top of that stitch there. So I'm going to work into the top of the slip stitches, but you can work into the gap if you find it easier to do. So I'm going to work into the top of that slip stitch there, fiddly space, and then I'm going to work into the obvious double crochet space. So they do become obvious as you go around, so the treble crochet space obviously is obvious there. And then you've got the gap or the slip stitch. I'm going to work into the slip stitch. And then you've obviously got your double crochet. So you're just going to continue doing this all the way around, finding the stitches where you're going to work into. And then I will meet you back for the last round. Okay, so that is round number 3. And now we're on to our final round. So just to complete that round, again slip stitch into the top of that first double crochet. Now round number 4 is super simple again. It's just puff stitches all the way around. So now you know how to do the puff stitches, it should be slightly simpler, and it's really easy to see where you're working into because obviously we've just worked the round of double crochets. So you're just going to work puff stitches into the rounds. So the first one can be a little bit problematical just because we're starting from quite low down and we need to work up. So what I do is just chain 1 to begin the round, and then what we're going to do is slightly elongate the stitch on your hook. You're going to yarn over into the first double crochet, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and obviously bring it up higher. And then repeat that once again like you would do normally, and then from there it's just a normal puff stitch. Pull through all of the loops and work a double crochet. So that's one. You're going to work that into every single stitch around until you have round number 4 of all puff stitches. So go ahead and rewind the video if you need a reminder on how to do them. But hopefully that should be okay. All the way around, pause the video and I'll meet you back when you've done that. Okay then, so there you have your scrubby finished. I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of that stitch to finish the round off. So again, as I said at the beginning, if you want to leave it just like this, it's perfectly fine. But I'm just going to show you how to create this kind of back loop here. So there's a little place to put your hand. It's super simple, just some chains and slip stitches. So this is your main scrubby, and now we're going to do the loop. So all you're going to do is not tie off your yarn. If you don't want to do the loop, just chain 1 and tie off your yarn. But if you are doing the loop, don't tie off your yarn, leave it attached, and you're going to work 15 chains. So that's 15 of chains, yarn over. You don't want them too tight because otherwise your hand won't be able to fit in there, but you don't want them too loose either because then it'll be too gapey. Okay, so that's my 15 chains, which should stretch across to the other side, and you're going to count around 30 stitches. So just count around your work 30 stitches, and that's the stitch you're going to work into. Okay, so for me this is this stitch right here, and all I'm going to do is just turn to the wrong side of my work, keeping my finger on that 30th stitch. You're going to insert your hook here into that stitch, and you're going to work a slip stitch. So yarn over and pull through that loop on your hook. So there you have your 15 chains, and what I like to do is just make a double one. So what I'm going to do is again work 15 chains backwards, and then slip stitch onto this side. So I'll show you how to do that. So just continue working your 15 chains. So I'm just going to rotate my work around and work 15 chains this way. Okay, so that's my 15 chains this way, and I'm just going to slip stitch into the same stitch that we came from that side around. So slip stitch into that stitch, and then all you do is chain one and cut off your end and pull through to secure. So there is your scrubby and your handle there, and then I'm just going to sew in my ends, and then I will be finished with my scrubby. So there you have it, the crocheted scrubbies. Thank you all so much for watching the video today. Don't forget to leave me a like if you did enjoy it, and subscribe so you never miss any future videos. Also, if you have any questions about this video today or any of the stitches you're unsure of, comment down below, and also check out the description box for videos that kind of relate to this video as well. Also, if you get the chance, check out my Instagram. There'll be a link in the description box below for that as well. But thank you all, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye!